Hey guys, Akil here, and once again I want to share with you a quick highlight video from day 4 of our Ascension workshop. If you didn't get a chance to watch the entire thing, or maybe just want to go back and review, you can do so by checking out the full recordings of all 4 days. They're on our website. You should have the link if you are registered. If not, head over to www.tier1trading.com. Click that Ascension tab at the beginning, register, first name, email, and we'll shoot it to you. Now, these recordings are going away on April 17th. Remember, they are a full recording, so about 3+ hours for 4 days. That's what, 12 hours of footage. So make sure you dedicate enough time to watching them, because every year I get an email that says, Akil, can you put them back up? Because I saw it late and I've got to respond and saying no. So I'm giving you guys warning right now. Check it out. Link in the description box below, and enjoy the highlights from day 4. The trend is your friend. Trade with the trend. The trend is your friend until it ends. I'm not a big believer in the trend is your friend. I do believe in the path of least resistance, but not to get too deep into it. You know, there's a question out there of what is the trend. Is there ever an actual trend? I would argue that there isn't. There is no such thing as an overall trend if you think about it. But that's a rabbit hole that we've dug into a lot on the platform. We're not going to do it here because it's just going to end people more confusing. But we've gotten into a lot of conversations about you can easily trade bullish within a bearish market. Let's do this, and I'll give you one example, and I'll try to make it as simple as possible, and I'll leave you with this, right? So let's say this is our higher time frame. All right, pay attention, guys. No more questions. Pay attention. This is our higher time frame. What type of trend are we in? We are in a bearish trend. Now, let's say price is starting to do this. Did anything happen to our trend? Are we still bearish? Did we go to bullish? Let me know what happened. Still bearish, still bearish, still bearish, right? So there's 2 ways you can look at this, and this is going to depend on whether you are a counter trend trader or a trend continuation trader, right? So we're making a prediction here. We identify that we are in a bearish trend. Our prediction is that price is likely to continue lower. Would you agree? Now remember, one of those predictions is not only what is price likely to do, not only is it where is price likely to go, but how is price likely to get there. So if we're going to continue lower, right, we can do one of 2 things, right? We can just continue down, or we can do what? After a new structural low comes a pullback. So we can start asking ourselves the question, right? So if price action is going to give us a pullback, a period of relief, where is that pullback likely to come to? If you're a believer in structure like me, you're probably saying that, well, there's a good chance that it's going to come to previous structure support, right? This was an area that found support before. Previous structure support would act as resistance. So you can look at this 2 ways, right? So as a trend continuation trader, someone that's looking to get involved with the underlying trend, you can say if price comes to this level, then I'll look to short and involve myself with the underlying trend. Does that make sense? Trend traders looking for this pullback, identifying a level. Obviously, you're waiting for your entry reason. You're not just selling it right there. We all know that by now, right? But we're looking for this level to be hit, and this is where we're going to start looking for trading opportunities, right? Now, you can take this another way, right? If you're a counter trend trader, you're doing the exact same analysis, right? There is no difference in analysis between a trend trader and a counter trend trader. It's all the same. You're just using it different. If you're a counter trend trader and you're looking to take advantage of this pullback, right? This area of relief. Let's say you get something like this down here where you get a double bottom. Where could you potentially look for targets at if you're buying it down here? up here. More importantly, right, you can go down to a lower time frame, and I hope this works, right? Imagine that inside this on a lower time frame, right? Inside that move looks something like this, right? You can actually take a trend continuation type of method on your lower time frame, right? Trading a pullback and looking to buy it up as a form of entering a counter trend trading opportunity on your higher time frame. Let me know if that makes sense. So the question that people ask is, well, like, is this a counter trend move? Am I a counter trend trader or a trend continuation trader? And this is why it's hard from an education standpoint, but I can care less about the names of it, because you're kind of both. I mean, lower time frame, you're using a trend continuation technique, because a pullback and extension is a trend continuation technique, but you're only doing it to catch a smaller pullback on the higher time frame, which is essentially a counter trend move. So you can do both. But what matters more than anything else, doesn't matter what you want to call yourself, there's one thing that matters in all of this. What is the most important thing? None of this exists without what? Not even rules. Your prediction, right? What is the same thing for every trader in here, whether you're a counter trend or trend continuation? It's being able to make a prediction on where price is likely to go next. That's the same. That's what matters the most. If you can't make this prediction that price is likely to continue to that yellow line, does it matter whether you're a trend continuation trader looking for that yellow line to be hit and then selling it? Does it matter if you're a counter trend trader looking to buy it up and take profits at the yellow line? No, it doesn't, right? None of it matters unless you can make that initial prediction.
And what we're doing is we're using logic here to say that in that arrangement, I need the candle to look like this. Well, what does that look like? What are the rules around what that looks like? Well, I need the open and the close in the lower 50, and I need the open or the close in the lower 30. All right. Now, rewatch that back and put it over and over and over again until it goes click, and it will click. The opposite side of the trade would be if we're looking for bullish candles, if we're in a bullish direction. Okay, so then we'd be looking for the opposite, the open and the close in the upper 50 and the open or the close in the upper 30. Right, so exactly the same except the other way around, the opposite direction. So when we're looking for a bullish trend, okay, we're going to be looking for the bullish candles. Red or green, doesn't matter. And when we're looking for a bearish trend, we're going to be looking for the bearish candles. Red or green doesn't matter, as long as it meets that criteria. Okay, open and close, lower 50%, open and close in the lower 30. All right. So the next thing is when we're deciding what is a valid signal. Okay, and what we're looking for is a touch of the EMA, the 8 EMA. We want to pull back down into the 8 EMA to then know to, when we get that signal, that we've got a buy signal to buy. All right, and the rules around that are the 8 EMA needs to be above the 20 needs to be above the 50, and price action needs to be above the lot. And when we pull back into the 8 EMA,